This Prime Minister Recep Tayyip Erdogan,
Democratic Party has
all
called
progressive countries
Nigerians irresponsible. I am Frank Omalape. Well, it's so good to have you join us again. Very interestingly, but very pathetic though to begin with. Tonight, earlier this evening at about 7:30 p.m., another burn blast opposite, just exactly opposite the Nyanyabos blast the other time. This time, it's called Zuba Park, and over 70 people have been confirmed to be affected, but we don't know the extent of the damage yet. Well, with all of this, we're going to take a look at it today on the show. Well, very pathetic, though. Well, with me on the show, as usual, Dan Allo, a news editor and in-house analyst. Thanks for joining me again on the show.
Thank you very much for having me. It's a pleasure doing this with you all day.
Now, let's begin with this story of another bomb blast, just exactly opposite the last one that happened in Nyanya Park. This one is Zuba Park, but directly opposite it. Now, this is very, very pathetic. Yes. Let's take a look at it critically.
For anybody following Nigeria's story in recent times, this shouldn't come as a surprise, because we have been told by security experts that we are facing a guerrilla warfare that is going on in Nigeria. And let me put it in their words. They say that Nigeria is under siege. And from what has happened in Chibok, in Buninyadi, in Meduguri, in Bauchi, in the recent months, it is very clear to us that we are in a war situation. And when you are in a war situation, expect anything to happen. Now, what this is sending to us is a signal that the states that has not been touched, areas that have concentration of people that has not been touched, like Lagos, should be very, very careful and be conscious of their security needs at this time.
Okay, let's look at how will you promote this? Is it on the front page? Because
it's a lead story for tomorrow's newspaper. It's a lead story. It involves life, security of our country, and then again, in a space of less than 2 weeks, we have another blast, claiming several lives again. And then our government is telling us they are winning the war against terror. Please.
Dan, one pathetic thing, very touching, worrisome though, is that it happened on May Day, Workers' Day, that everybody were celebrating, and it happened exactly. This seems to be creating a lot of worries again for, people may not want to come out for such an occasion.
Yeah, the truth of the matter is...
You remember, there's still public holidays coming. Just you have May 27, which is Children's Day, and you also have May 29, which is Democracy Day.
Yeah, the truth of the matter is that the strategy of terrorists across the globe is to send fears into people, create panic in people. And you know how they do it? They look for a day that is significant in the lives of people to strike, so that you never forget their action. Nobody is forgetting September 11 in a hurry today. Nobody will ever forget their attack on October 1 in Abuja. Nobody will forget the attack on the United Nations building in Abuja. Now, this has happened on a May Day. Will you ever forget May Day 2014 as the day Boko Haram struck, insurgents struck? No, you wouldn't forget that so easily. So now is the time for us to stand up as a nation, put everything we need, put all our hearts together, and look for a way out of this mess. Lives are being lost on a daily basis in Nigeria, and it is so sad, so sad. How many would still have to die before we come to realization that we have not done enough in the area of security? How many more?
Mm. Well, we expect to see these as the lead story on the dailies tomorrow as well. And this should be a message to our leaders, especially those who are supposed to be doing something about this insecurity. Well, we take away, looking away from that now, quickly, another story now is that the Pengasan, which is the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, has also boycotted. They were supposed to be celebrating, but they took this and they said, no, we are not celebrating. We're going to boycott this celebration. We are going to protest against this issue of abduction, and our girls needs to be released. Now let's look at this. What position is it coming on tomorrow, and why will you put it at that position?
It's a front page story as well, and it comes second lead to the lead story, which is the bombing in Yanya again. Now, why this will come as a prominent story is that Pengasan are taking the right decision. They have said there is nothing to celebrate in Nigeria at the moment, and that is the truth. What are we celebrating? Workers' Day? What is there for workers to celebrate? Is it workers that are poorly paid, that their pay cannot take them home, or workers that have their children taken into the forest by insurgents? So, Pegasan, you have taken the right decision, and it has helped. Maybe some of their members would have even been affected in trying to get to Eagle Square if they had not taken that decision to boycott. And look at what happened in Abuja. Again, another bomb blast. So, absolutely nothing to celebrate today. In fact, what I think the workers should have done is to gather to begin to mourn in black, to send a message to those who are leading us that they need to lead us aright at this moment in terms of providing security for us and welfare, which is their primary responsibility to us. They owe us that duty, and they must do it.
And that brought us to this third headlines that we should take a look at today. We're talking about members of Coalition of Civil Rights, a civil society organization in Kwara on Thursday. They put on black and they were protesting and mourning for these children and say, okay, we need the release of our girls and they must be safe. And now, this same similar development happened in Kwara. Now, let's look at this issue altogether and how the shape, the direction it's going to take in the dailies tomorrow.
One of Wole Soyinka's classic that I read when I was growing up says that until the rotten tooth is pulled, the mouth must chew with caution. Now, until we get to resolve this issue of incessant terror attacks on us as a people, on us as a nation, we will never stop witnessing protests and agitation by the people. The truth is, what everybody who has come out to protest the abduction of these girls have done is the right thing to do at this time. Those who are saddled with the responsibility of providing security for us must be seen to doing their job, be doing their job rather, and they must do it. And that's the truth. We should be safe. This country is too big for a group of miscreants to hold to ransom under the name or under the guise of terror. You can't just wake up one day, start to carry out terror activities unchecked, and then you go into school, you slaughter our children. You go into school, you begin to abduct our female children. How long shall we continue with this kind of abnormality? Something needs to be done, and needs to be done correctly and right now.
Okay, so we're looking at, okay, this story is going to also occupy the front
All
page,
of this goes to the
or
front
like
page.
a rider.
All of this goes to the front page. They go to the front page with a promo. The boycott of the rally for the abduction will go into the front page. It will be promo, Details might be inside, but you have the promo on the front page.
Okay.